Start.
All right. I always say all right first. Have you noticed that? Good morning. I've already had my cup of coffee because I did a phone call with the shop back at home and talked about all the new stuff that's come in. I think I've already said this. The Japanese shipment has arrived. I've got the receipt now, so I can now enter all that into the website. I also found a missing bag of yarn that's now undyed. So I have 10 more skeins of yarns to dye this week. Yay! We're experimenting with sound, so give me feedback on the sound if it's a little better on this video. We've noticed we've had, because it's so windy and noisy, and it's windy again today, that we're hoping by putting the mic that we have already had, it's just, you know, the more technology with me, the scarier. So what did I work on yesterday, and what did I do yesterday? I am back at my embroidery, so working on this pretty bird that I've already forgotten the name of, and I didn't bring the label out, so I can't remember. I worked on all these leaves, and I made a mistake. So see this right here? This is not supposed to be green. Don't know why I decided it would. So I get to rip this section out this evening and make it the yellowy beige that it's supposed to be, because it's, what are those things called? You know, the covering leaf for a bloom before it bursts out. So that's incorrect. And then I get to do the flowers, and I'm done. So finish this leaf, undo that, fix it, and a couple of flowers. So this embroidery is almost done. I'm now anxious to get it done because I did go to West, as I told you I was going to the day before yesterday, and I have forgotten to show you my haul at West, but I'll do that day after tomorrow. I want to get this done so that I can get started on my needlepoint, because I'm all good to go. I've got all the threads I need. I even bought another needlepoint little kit to make for David to play with. So that's the plan for tomorrow. Next up in our discussion today is fairy rings. I talked to Laura, who is the dyer for all this yarn, and I now know I am missing my summer third color, probably in one of my baskets somewhere. But this is the third color to go with fall. So I have this one to finish. 2 of these are done. And these 2 colors, we have yarn on the run, just a minute. There. Which it's hilarious, because as Laura says, when you put them together, you'll know. And this screams, you know those little marshmallow eggs in the spring? These 3 colors are spring. So my next shawl will be the ripple shawl, and I think I'm going to do it out of the yellow. So I will do this one. I think there's a theme with the yellow going on. I'll do this fairy ring out of the yellow, and then the green will become the lace. So in both instances, lavender will become the lace. Green and lavender will be my lace fairy rings. So that's the catch up on that one. Now I'm holding the Sashiko for last. I wanted to tell you about, I know I'm about to product place. Now, these guys are not sponsoring me or anything, but I wanted to tell you that I went down here in the desert, you crack up. And even in the summer up in Portland, I crack up. And I have started, never worn makeup, never been a lotion girl, definitely do not use sunscreen. But my feet, and I've talked about this before in previous seasons, that my feet crack up and I grow skin on my feet like crazy, and I wear sandals, and in fact, right now, I'm having a little, let's see if I can get this up for you. I'm having it with my dirty socks because everything's dusty. I'm having a little salon treatment with my socks on, and what I'm using is L'Occitane's, well, I don't like stinky stuff, and in fact, David came out and he goes, "What's that smell?" Smells like laundry. So I'm using L'Occitane's lemon flavor, which I love, love, love this lemon flavor. And I've gotten this like in hotels before, so I like this lotion. But then what the gal told me is down here in Arizona, there's this oil, and it's called Fabulous oil, but it's 5% shea oil, whatever that means. But what I do is squirt this in my hand and then squirt some of this in my lotion and then mix it up and rub it on. And it's not sticky. Like, it's a little sticky, but it doesn't it's not irritating sticky. And given that we're all like hand sanitizing and stuff, I thought it might be worth telling you about it because it's good. It's It kind of makes you feel like, well, when I was in high school, we used to smear butter on ourselves and then go out and sit in the sun, or baby oil. Kind of gives you the feeling of that, like summer is here and we're about to bake. So just wanted to let you know I like those. I don't know, it's probably expensive, but it's probably not as expensive as whatever that other stinky store is that the young kids go to. Ugh, that smells in the mall. Can't think of the name of it, but I can't go in it because I break out in an asthma attack and allergies and all that. So those are we're up to 3 things. The 4th thing is what I'm going to do tomorrow. So tomorrow, and already online, I have these little Sashiko coaster kits. So here we go. This is a traditional color on the blue background. And I'm going to teach you a little bit about Sashiko. And notice that, first of all, let's start with the pronunciation. When we went to Japan, my husband learned Japanese, and we also have a friend who is a written Japanese translator for a living. And he freelances, but what he does is, shout out to Chris, who's never going to watch this in a million years. What he does is, like when somebody's doing a manual or an instructional written form, he goes in and he helps them translate the English to proper English. They'll go through and do the Google, or they'll get a on-staff guy to do it. But he is the person who translates the Japanese to English. And he's fluent in Japanese and has lived in Japan off and on, like he travels back and forth for years. So when we were in Japan, we met up with Chris, and Chris was always very stringent in helping us to understand pronunciation correctly. And in Japan, there are no accents. So in America, did you hear that? America, we put emphasis on consonant or on parts of speech, syllables in our speech. In Japan, you don't. So what we would call Sashiko, putting the emphasis on the chic, you don't. It's Sashiko. Everything is no emphasis, no emphasis. So this is Sashiko, and not that it's written out in English because it's all in Japanese, which is the beauty of Olympus. But I'm going to show you tomorrow some of the things I've learned. Now, I am not perfect. When you do Sashiko, you're supposed to put a thimble on your hand, right down here on your middle finger, and you're supposed to push the fabric with your hand. And I have not gotten very good at that. But there are other tips and hints that I found counterintuitive to somebody that has done embroidery for a long time. So I'm going to talk to you about those things and show you, and I'm going to make this little kit here, make more coasters. These are the coasters. And I don't have all these in the shop yet, but if you want them, I can get them because we've got our account now. We'll probably be ordering, if things go well, about once a month. So if you want some of these, and some of these are not Sashiko per se, this is more embroidery-like, but these are, actually, none of these are very Sashiko except that one. That one is all Sashiko technique. But so if you want some coasters, now I didn't follow the instructions to the letter. I put warm and natural in mine and back them and flip them out, which you can do, but you don't have to do. And I stitch these all by hand, so you don't even need a sewing machine. But they just suggested you fold a hem around the outside and be done with it. But I wanted more, especially down here, I drink a lot of water with ice, and the ice condenses on the cup and then it soaks into my coaster. And I already have a bubble on my side table, brand new side table, and I put a bubble on it already. So I put some warm and natural in mine so that I can soak up some of that water. So that's the lineup for today. This afternoon, I'm going to go over to the sewing room. They're open for up to 4 people, but the sewing room is booked. And I think if you go back to fall when I was doing the live streams, I did live stream with you guys in the sewing room, so you can go find that. I will try and find it and get it uploaded over to here to YouTube so you can see it. And what I do is I take you on a tour of Rincon, where we live, and what kind of facilities are there. So I will make it my goal to upload that one over to YouTube today, and so you can see it. But 3 of us are going over to the sewing room, I believe, to cut out. They've got great big giant cutting tables, and we can sew at home. Welcome to the jet. It'll be interesting to see now with this new sound system. If you hear the jet as loudly as I hear the jet, very interesting. far enough away. If I don't get this cut out, Tucson has an active Air Force base, and they practice and train pilots. And so we have regular jets that fly over in teams, alone, day and night. I think they're supposed to stop at 10. I don't think they always stop at 10, but mostly they stop at 10. All right, so so 3 of us today are going to meet at the rec center and cut out. I have a meetup with my Edwardian Society this weekend, and I want to have something ready to sew while I chat with them on the computer, and I'm going to meet with these other 2 gals at the rec center in the sewing room to do some cutting out. And then on Sunday, I'm going over to my friend Tony's, who has an addition onto her park model. So she's covered up half of her parking lot and built onto her house. And she has turned what used to be a family room into a craft room. And she set it up so that we have room to sew in there. So we're going to go over there on Sunday, and I'm going to log into her Wi-Fi, and we're going to chat with my Edwardian gals while we get some sewing done. So that's the plan this afternoon at 3 p.m. I also have my other life, my researcher life. I've got a PowerPoint to get going and get made because I'm participating in a conference soon. Don't know when. I need to figure it out so that I don't miss it. Calendars, man, calendars. I haven't had to keep a calendar in forever, and now that it's coming back and I have to, I'm out of practice. So that is something that needs to be solved. I cannot keep things in my head the way I used to. All right, that's it for me. Tomorrow I'm going to try another hand tutorial. Definitely, guys, give me feedback. I am not precious. So if there is something that is driving you nuts about these videos, let me know so I can start working on a plan to fix it. Because this is all practice so that we can get better at this. To me, it's, I don't even know. Oh, it's Thursday today, I believe. It's Thursday for me. Happy Friday to you. And have a good day. And as always, stay caffeinated. Bye.